I added Audi to F1 22, put all the settings to automatic, and simulated 10 seasons. Can Audi outperform their rivals Mercedes? Stay tuned to find out. My name is Chris, welcome back to CFRacing, and enjoy the video. Hello everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CFRacing, and today everybody, I am going back to a simulation that I did about a year ago, basically when I started my channel. It is almost the 1-year anniversary of my channel. I believe I started it on September 13th, 2021, where I did a simulation video. And then I did a Lamborghini simulation, and then I did an Audi simulation. That really kickstarted my channel, and that's how I really found a footing on YouTube. So today, after we got all of the news of Audi joining Formula 1, I believe for 2026, I'm going to be adding Audi to Formula 1 again and simulating 10 seasons. If there is more teams that you guys want to see me add again, maybe like Lamborghini, maybe Ford, maybe BMW, leave them in the comment section down below. I want to give a huge shout out to Limits for helping me out with today's video. Also want to give shout outs to Formula Tiger and Username for sending super thanks in the most recent video. If you guys want a shout out just like them, leave a super thanks in the comment section down below. And last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to all 3 of these guys for becoming members on the channel. And just before this video starts, if you guys are new here and enjoy simulation content like this from me, then hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord, links in the description. And with that being said, let's get on to the admin for today's video. So for Audi, this is going to be quite a fun and controversial one, as Audi actually decided to go with a Mercedes engine in spite of Mercedes. They want to perform better than Mercedes as they're using the Mercedes engine. They want to try to beat their biggest rival while using their own engine. I think it's kind of fun and banterish, so let's see what'll happen there. The lead driver for all 10 seasons is a German driver who also used to race for Mercedes, and that is going to be Nico Rosberg as he comes out of retirement. The second driver is another Nico. It is a full German lineup here with Nico Hülkenberg becoming the second driver for Mercedes. They are starting as a midfield team, and last but not least, here is the livery for Audi. In 2022, Max Verstappen wins his second ever World Drivers' Championship as he takes 9 wins on the year, 353 points to finish in P1. Charles Leclerc takes 3 wins, 254 points to finish in P2. Carlos Sainz takes 2 wins, 226 points to finish in P3. Sergio Perez takes 2 wins, 210 points to finish in P4. Nico Rosberg takes 2 points, and Nico Hülkenberg takes 0 points for quite a rough season 1 for Audi so far. Red Bull win their first Constructors title since 2013, followed by Ferrari P2, Mercedes P3, McLaren P4, Alpine P5, Haas P6, AlphaTauri P7, Audi P8, Alfa Romeo P9, Aston Martin P10, and Williams in dead last. In the driver transfer market, a lot has gone on going into 2023 with Sergio Perez retiring. That moves Lance Stroll to Red Bull, Nicholas Latifi to Red Bull, Max Verstappen leaves Red Bull and goes to Aston Martin, Oscar Piastri goes to Aston Martin, Valtteri Bottas goes to Ferrari, Carlos Sainz goes to Alfa Romeo, Sebastian Vettel goes to AlphaTauri, Yuki Tsunoda goes to Williams, Robert Schwartzman goes to AlphaTauri, Pierre Gasly goes to Alfa Romeo, and Zhou Guanyu ends up as a free agent. And heading into 2023, there is a regulation change to the power and durability departments. In 2023, Lando Norris wins his first ever World Drivers' Championship as he takes 7 wins on the year, 277 points to finish in P1. Charles Leclerc takes 4 wins at 275 points, just 2 behind Lando to finish in P2. George Russell takes 3 wins, 252 points to finish in P3. Lance Stroll takes 2 wins, 140 points to finish in P4. Nico Rosberg takes 3 points, and Nico Hülkenberg takes 1 point for another rough season for Audi. McLaren win their first Constructors title since I believe the 90s, followed by Ferrari in P2, Mercedes P3, Red Bull P4, Alpine P5, Aston Martin P6, Alfa Romeo P7, Audi P8, Haas P9, Williams P10, and AlphaTauri in dead Last, in the driver transfer market, Fernando Alonso decides to retire from Formula 1. That moves Mick Schumacher to Alpine, Nicholas Latifi to Haas, Théo Pourchaire to Red Bull, Zhou Guanyu to Aston Martin, Oscar Piastri goes to Audi, and Nico Hülkenberg ends up as a free agent. And heading into 2024, there is no regulation change. In 2024, Lando Norris wins his second consecutive World Drivers' Championship as he dominated, taking 12 wins on the year, 375 points to finish in P1. Daniel Ricciardo takes 2 wins, 281 points to finish in P2. Charles Leclerc takes 1 win, 227 points to finish in P3. And George Russell takes 1 win, 221 points to finish in P4. Audi had 3 drivers all season. We'll get to that later in the transfer section, as Nico Rosberg, Oscar Piastri, and Jenson Button all scored 0 points to put Audi in last. McLaren win their second consecutive Constructors title, followed by Ferrari P2, Mercedes P3, Red Bull P4, Alpine P5, Aston Martin P6, Alfa Romeo P7, Williams P8, Haas P9, AlphaTauri P10, and like I said before, Audi in dead last. We have some mid-season driver transfers, as midway through the year, Schwartzman goes to Red Bull, Oscar Piastri went to AlphaTauri, Jenson Button went to Audi, and Théo Pourchaire ended up as a free agent. And at the end of the year, going into 2025, Lance Stroll retired, Sebastian Vettel retires, Liam Lawson goes to Mercedes, Zhou Guanyu goes to Red Bull, Oscar Piastri goes to Ferrari, Dan Ticktum goes to AlphaTauri, Valtteri Bottas also goes to AlphaTauri, Théo Pourchaire goes to Aston Martin, and that leaves George Russell as a free agent. And heading in to 2025, there is a regulation change to the aero and chassis departments. In 2025, my boy Charles Leclerc wins his first ever World Drivers' Championship for Ferrari as he takes 7 wins on the year, 326 points to finish in P1. Lando Norris takes 8 wins, 271 points to finish in P2. George Russell takes 1 win, 103 points to finish in P3. Nico Rosberg and Jenson Button both take 0 points. McLaren win their 3rd consecutive Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Ferrari in P2, Mercedes P3, Alpine P4, Red Bull P5, Haas P6, Alfa Romeo P7, Williams P8, AlphaTauri P9, Aston Martin P10, and Audi once again in dead last. In the driver transfer market, we have more mid-season driver transfers, as Mercedes, as they dropped George Russell last year, they pick him back up, and he even got a win for them, which is pretty cool. Liam Lawson went to AlphaTauri, and Dan Ticktum ends up as a free agent. And heading into 2026, Dan Ticktum gets picked up by Mercedes, Théo Pourchaire goes to Alpine, Richard Verschoor goes to Aston Martin, Felipe Drugovich goes to Alfa Romeo, Yuri Vips goes to Williams, and that leaves Mick Schumacher. George Russell again dropped by Mercedes, Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda as free agents. And heading into 2026, there is a regulation change to the durability departments. In 2026, Lando Norris wins his 3rd World Drivers' Championship of the simulation as he takes 12 wins on the year, 376 points to finish in P1. Daniel Ricciardo takes 3 wins, 291 points to finish P2. Charles Leclerc takes 1 win, 265 points to finish P3. And Nico Rosberg and Jenson Button once again score 0 points. McLaren win their 4th consecutive Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Ferrari P2, Alpine P3, Mercedes P4, Red Bull P5, Haas P6, Aston Martin P7, Williams P8, AlphaTauri P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Audi still remain in dead last. Quite shocking compared to my last Audi simulation. We have more mid-season driver transfers, as Tsunoda went to Mercedes and Dan Ticktum went to free agency as he got replaced. And going into 2027, Lewis Hamilton retires from Formula 1, Yuri Vips goes to Mercedes, Dan Ticktum goes to Ferrari, Pierre Gasly goes to AlphaTauri, Mick Schumacher goes to Alfa Romeo, Nicholas Latifi goes to Alfa Romeo, Jehan Daruvala goes to Williams, Oscar Piastri goes to Haas, and that leaves Valtteri Bottas, Felipe Drugovich, and Carlos Sainz all as free agents. And heading into 2027, we have a major regulation change to the aero, chassis, and power departments, which will definitely shake up the grid heading into 2027. In 2027, McLaren stays on top with Lando Norris winning his 4th World Drivers' Championship of the simulation as he takes 8 wins, 259 points to finish in P1, followed by Pierre Gasly in P2 taking 4 wins, 245 points. Kevin Magnussen takes 2 wins, 172 points to finish in P3. Leclerc takes 1 win, 165 points to finish in P4. Albon takes 1 win, 110 points to finish in P5. And both Audi drivers of Nico Rosberg and Jenson Button both have 0 points. McLaren win their 5th Constructors title of the simulation, followed by AlphaTauri move up 7 spots that go up to P2, Haas P3, Ferrari P4, Mercedes P5, Williams P6, Red Bull P7, Alfa Romeo P8, Alpine P9, Aston Martin P10, and Audi still in dead last. It seems like there's mid-season transfers every year now, with Bottas going to Ferrari, Carlos Sainz to Mercedes. That leaves Dan Ticktum and Yuri Vips as free agents. And at the end of the year, George Russell and Mick Schumacher both retire from Formula One, not even at 30 years old yet, which is kind of crazy. Richard Verschoor goes to Ferrari, Dan Ticktum goes to McLaren, Felipe Drugovich goes to Alpine, Theo Pourchaire goes to Aston Martin, Christian Lundgaard goes to Alfa Romeo, Yuri Vips goes to Haas, Carlos Sainz goes to Audi as he takes a big risk, and that leaves Valtteri Bottas and Oscar Piastri as free agents. And heading into 2028, there is no regulation change. In 2028, Daniel Ricciardo finally does it, and he actually wins a World Drivers' Championship as he takes 7 wins, 293 points to finish in P1. Charles Leclerc takes 5 wins, 265 points to finish in P2. Dan Ticktum takes 3 wins, 205 points to finish P3. Oscar Piastri takes 1 win, 98 points to finish in P4. Carlos Sainz takes 1 point, and Nico Rosberg scores 0. McLaren win their 6th Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Ferrari P2, Alpine P3, Mercedes P4, Red Bull P5, Aston Martin P6, AlphaTauri P7, Audi P8, they finally move up a couple spots, Williams P9, Haas P10, and Alfa Romeo in dead last. In the driver transfer market, mid-season, Oscar Piastri goes to Ferrari, and he replaces Richard Verschoor as he heads to free agency. And at the end of the year, Max Verstappen goes to McLaren as a big blockbuster move there. Dan Ticktum goes to Alpine, Richard Verschoor goes to Aston Martin, and that leaves Felipe Drugovich as a free agent. And heading into 2029, there is a regulation change to the aero and durability departments. In 2029, Max Verstappen gets into a good team and he dominates as he takes 13 wins on the year, 370 points to finish in P1. Daniel Ricciardo takes 2 wins, 252 points to finish in P3. Good to see Verstappen and Ricciardo back again. Charles Leclerc takes 1 win, 191 points to finish in P3. Carlos Sainz and Nico Rosberg both score 0 points. McLaren win their 7th Constructors title of the simulation as they're dominating this year and they're so overpowered in this game. Ferrari finish in P2, Mercedes P3, Alpine P4, AlphaTauri P5, Red Bull P6, Aston Martin P7, Williams P8, Audi P9, Haas P10, and Alfa Romeo in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Charles Leclerc decides to retire from Formula One. Valtteri Bottas goes to Ferrari. Felipe Drugovich goes to Mercedes, and that leaves Yuki Tsunoda as a free agent. And heading in to 2030, there is a regulation change to the chassis departments. In 2030, Max Verstappen dominates once again, taking 13 wins on the year, 359 points to finish in P1, winning his 3rd driver's title of the simulation, followed by Gasly in P2, taking 1 win, 197 points. Felipe Drugovich wins his first ever race, taking 1 win, 114 points to finish in P3. Same with Dan Ticktum as he wins his first ever race, taking 1 win, 78 points to finish in P4. Carlos Sainz and Nico Rosberg both score 0 points. And McLaren win their 8th Constructors title of the simulation, followed by AlphaTauri P2, Mercedes P3, Alpine P4, Ferrari P5, Williams P6, Red Bull P7, Aston Martin P8, Audi P9, Haas P10, and Alfa Romeo in dead last. We got some more mid-season driver transfers as Pierre Gasly goes to Mercedes, Felipe Drugovich goes to Alpine, Yuki Tsunoda goes to AlphaTauri, and that leaves Dan Ticktum as a free agent. At the end of the year, Carlos Sainz goes to Red Bull, Enzo Fittipaldi goes to Aston Martin, Alain Prost comes out of retirement and he goes to Audi. Richard Verschoor goes to free agency, and Zhou Guanyu also ends up as a free agent. And I spelled his name wrong. I forgot a U there. And heading into the final season of 2031, there is no regulation change. In 2031, I can't believe this actually happened, but Audi somehow went from like last to first as Alain Prost dominated, taking 14 wins on the year, 376 points to finish in P1. Granted, the stats for Alain Prost are his prime, so he is pretty solid in the game once you get his legacy or legacy driver or legendary driver, whatever it's called. Max Verstappen takes 2 wins, 264 points to finish in P2. Nico Rosberg takes 163 points to finish in P3. Audi actually remain on top in Formula 1 and actually did better than Mercedes in this simulation as they actually won something as they finish in P1 with McLaren P2, Ferrari P3, Alpine P4, Mercedes P5, AlphaTauri P6, Red Bull P7, Aston Martin P8, Williams P9, Haas P10, and Alfa Romeo in dead last. There was really one mid-season driver transfer as Dan Tickton went to Aston Martin, and that leaves Pietro Fittipaldi as a free agent. And now, guys, this is the end of the simulation, so let's take a look at the final stats for all 10 years. At the end of this simulation, McLaren won 8 World Drivers' Championships. I put a 1 there for some reason. I don't know why I did that. Red Bull won 1, and Audi won 1 World Constructors' Championships. In terms of World Drivers' Championships, Lando Norris had 4, Verstappen had 3, Leclerc had 1, Ricciardo had 1, and Alain Prost had 1 as well. In terms of the wins, I put Leclerc for some reason. I just forgot to double check this. Lando Norris won 47 races, Verstappen won 37, Leclerc won 23, Daniel Ricciardo had 14, same with Alain Prost. George Russell had 5, Gasly had 5, Ticktum had 4, Sainz with 2, Perez with 2, Magnussen with 2, Stroll with 2, Albon with 1, Piastri with 1, and Felipe Drugovich had 1. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys did enjoy and you want to see more simulation content like this from me, then go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord, link is in the description down below. And once again, thank you to all the guys who send super thanks and become a member on the channel. Shout out to all you guys. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.